The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin, Chapter 29, 5 Years Pass. The former delivery boy danced into the Who's new lakefront home. Let's give a cheer. The Ambers are here. Otis came to celebrate Doug's victory wearing the old zipper jacket and aviator's helmet. He had even let a stubble grow on his chin. The only thing missing was his delivery bike. They had come in the soup kitchen van. Thank you for the generous donation, Mr. Who. God bless you, Crow said. Otis and I distributed the inner souls among our people. It helped their suffering greatly. She looked worn, her skin pulled tight against the fragile bones, and she still wore black. Mr. Who, on the other hand, was stouter and less angry. In fact, he was almost happy. Business was booming. Milwaukee loved Who's little foot ease, and so did Chicago and New York and Los Angeles, but he still had not taken his wife to China. Theo Theodorakis, graduate of journalism school, cub reporter, held up the newspaper, hot off the press. Olympic hero comes home. 4 columns were devoted to the history and achievement of the gold medal winner who had set a new record for the 1,500-meter run. Theo had not actually written the article on the local hero, but he had sharpened pencils for the reporter, who did. Take a bow, Doug, Mr. Who said, beaming. Doug leaped onto the table and thrust his index fingers high in the air. I'm number 1, he shouted. The Olympic gold medal hung from his neck. Confetti from the parade dotted his hair. The Westing heirs cheered. Hello, Jake. I'm so glad you could come, Sonny, as Madame Who was now called, said, shaking the hand of the chairman of the State Gambling Commission. Boom, Jake Wexler replied. Hello again, Angela. Denton Deer had grown a thick mustache. He was a neurologist. He had never married. Hello, Denton. Angela's golden hair was tied in a knot on the nape of her neck. She wore no makeup. She was completing her 3rd year of medical school. It's been a long time. Remember me? Sidel Pulaski wore a red and white polka dot dress and leaned on a red and white polka dot crutch. She had sprained her knee dancing a tango at the office party. How could I ever forget you, Miss Pulaski? Denton said. I'd like you to meet my fiancé, Conrad Schultz, president of Schultz Sausages. How do you do? Judge Ford, I'd like you to meet my friend Shirley Staver. Chris Theodorakis was in his junior year at college. A medication recently discovered kept his limbs steady and his speech well controlled. He sat in a wheelchair, as he always would. Hello, Shirley, the judge said. Chris has written so much about you. I'm sorry I'm such a poor correspondent, Chris. I found myself in a tangle of cases this past month. She was a judge on the United States Circuit Court of Appeals. Chris and I were both chosen to go on a bird-watching tour to Central America this summer, Shirley said. Yes, I know. For old time's sake, Grace Wexler catered the party herself and passed among the guests with a tray of appetizers. She owned a chain of 5 restaurants now. Who's on first? Who's on second? Who's on third? Who's on fourth? Who's on fifth? Who's that attractive young woman talking with Flora Bambach? Theo asked. Why, that's my daughter Turtle. She's really grown up, hasn't she? 2nd year college, and she's only 18. Calls herself T.R. Wexler now. T.R. Wexler was radiant. Earlier that day, she had won her first chess game from the master.